Well, here's the result. That left-hand wing didn't fit as well. Again, I wanted to get the leading edge lined up, which left a huge gap here. There was actually very little contact between the very tip and the tail. You can kind of see here. There's contact here, but there's a big gap. So I filled it with some, scraps of styrene sheet and strip, a lot of CA, and now it's going to be more scribing. I don't think I'm going to try to match. It's impossible to match the pattern because it's offset. So we'll just put a joint in there. That's fine. And you're not going to see the bottom anyway. I mean, I'm at a point where that doesn't matter. Also, the bottom is flat, but the wings kind of curve up. So that probably wasn't meant to be smooth anyway. So the next step is going to be to slather some putty on these joints and have more fun with that. You can see how that came out. But it's, it looks like a miniature space shuttle, 70-second scale. Well, that came out not too bad. I got a little more putty on here. Probably going to need a little more. The wing joints came out not too bad despite all those gaps. Some putty filled it in. This is the second round. I got more primer on here to kind of test where it goes. That using the strips of plastic in here help fill that in. And a little more sanding and putty should make it passable. So that's looking okay. The adapter section, I got the radiators on. What's weird is they should have some more curvature to them. And I got a little perfect plastic putty, which is water-based and tends to come right off when you try to clean it. But sometimes that's a good thing. So that's set, and now I got some little pods here. I think they're like thruster mounting. There's rocket engines that go in here, and even got a hole in the back, tiny little hole there. That's where they got a little nozzle here to put on there. So I cleaned those up. They got the same problem. A lot of little pinholes, kind of a pinholey, bubbly mold. Not exactly round front. Cleaned that up. Glued them on. Now the problem is they get this, for example, gets glued on. There's actually a little raised platform here, so you know where to put it, which is helpful. They show it going all the way to the back. I guess that's okay. May or may not do that. But the problem is this is round and the bottom's flat. So I guess I'll just file that down to a curve. And they got other little unnamed things. And there's little features on here. I don't know if that's supposed to be here. Let's see if there's anything in the Hermes book to indicate what that might be, if that's supposed to be there or not. And, and then here's another little fairing, some sort in the front. And of course, it's perfectly flat on the bottom, and it's got to fit on this round thing. And, I started shaving it down, but, that's a lot of trouble. Anyway, we're getting there. It's looking like something. And there's a bunch of pieces that go in the back here. Can be added later. It's slowly starting to look better. I still got, a few rounds of putty, filler, primer, sanding, putty, primer, sand, but it's looking a little better. Still got a bit on the bottom. I gotta go back. I did some sanding, touched this up, rescribed some things, and I put a couple little dots of putty on there. So gotta clean up one more time and get the primer on it. But I think I'm gonna start hitting it with the white primer to lighten up the top surface here. This will all be black on the bottom. So that's where we are there. I got the adapter, all the parts attached to the adapter, and faired in the joints. You can kind of see here with this stuff, which is good for filling in small joints because you just wipe it off with a Q-tip. But then you've got to quickly give it some primer, because you if you try to sand this and get it all wet, it's going to come right off. You know, it goes off easily because you can take it off with a wet Q-tip. On the other hand, it goes off easily, and sometimes you don't want it to. So these pieces are kind of funky. They had a little notch in it. I just went ahead and accentuated it a little bit just to add some variety. I had to open these holes. It's got little engine nozzles here somewhere. Well, I had to make sure they were actually fit in there, something like that. Here we go. Little nozzles. So, and then there are, of course, a bunch of stuff that goes in the back, and I'm not sure. They didn't say how to paint. I have no idea how to paint this. I could put like this would look cool with some orange Kapton on it, wouldn't it? And maybe paint the inside just bare metal, a black box here with maybe those with thrusters. I don't know. Anyway, it's looking like something. Ooh, what happens when we put this together? One thing I have to do is, oh great. Okay, it's on the top because there's boy, this doesn't even match. Look at that. The curvature doesn't match at all. But you know what? That's too bad. I'm not gonna deal with this any further. I just want this to be done. It'll be kind of cool. What I gotta do is find the center of gravity so I can drill a big hole in the bottom to put a 1/4-inch dowel or something on it, and then find the base. But this is all solid resin. It's a mess. And then the flaps, they go back here. It's starting to clean those up, full of pinholes and short shot notches. Anyway, that's where we are.